main focus is going to be amplifying the celebration of 40 years. We did do our party last night. We had an amazing lineup of artists to kick things off for our anniversary year. We've got new products coming out all year long. Follow our website, prsguitars.com, or sign up for our newsletter to keep up on the latest of what we've got going on.
And so, well, it'll ask you that, it'll ask you a bunch of other things, and then our teams review those. And because I'm sure, like Bev, the flood of them, if we're gonna be like interested in pursuing a relationship, we'll get back to you. And then also it's the same thing, like DMs and Instagram, or TikTok or whatever the situation is. We're constantly getting those and reviewing those as well. And then, just like Bev said, we are proactive as well. There's so much good music, so many amazing musicians out there that we have to be looking and sliding into your DMs. So there's that.
Well, that's a good point too, because social media has become such a big part of artist relations and influencers and content creators, and we use social media platforms to find out who's who. Like, we look at who are you networking with, who are your friends, who's following you, what kind of engagement are you getting, what are the comments. If you're gonna post something with a guitar and all the comments are about the shirt you're wearing, how does that help us? I want to know what are they talking about? They're talking about your guitar playing skills, and then all the people that are networking with them. So you guys are networking with a lot of artists. I watch that very carefully, and that's how we find people. We find new artists that way because we can look in that circle of network. It's a handshake. The only time a contract really comes into play with PRS is when you have a signature model. So when you get to that level, there's a lot more rules. So we have to kind of make the legally binding contract happen. But handshakes deals are the best way because it stays friendly. And actually our contracts are pretty friendly too. But it's just easy because the communication back and forth, we can talk about what works, what doesn't work, we can change. We do reevaluate artist endorsements pretty regularly. I would say on an annual basis, we're constantly checking to see what you're doing. How does it compare to how you started with us? Are you ramping it up? Are you slowing down? You know, bands change, so you might be with a band when we first give you that endorsement, and then all of a sudden, band breaks up. What are you doing? So it's not a forever thing unless it feels right to the artist and the brand.
Yeah, I mean, same thing over here. I think we've talked about it. We have very similar programs, and I haven't looked at the insides of all the other companies, our peers that have those programs, but I would probably feel very confident to say none of us have exclusivity deals unless there's a signature involved, because we understand you're musicians, you need other instruments. That's part of why I'm on this panel. We have relationships with these guys, and we know that we want them to play what's best for them. And so Bev asked me, and we understand that there's goodwill here. So there's nothing long term. It depends. It's a handshake for us too. Sometimes when we send out loaners for things, there is a loaner agreement depending on the level of artist and what it is. If it's a tour loaner. But again, that also depends on our relationship with the artist, and so it's handshakes. Sometimes there's contracts.
Yeah, and if they're making a guitar that you're sharing the profit of course there's going to be a contract. David Grissom is a friend of mine, and he is over the moon about his Grissom SE. It's one of the most popular and well-loved guitars that he gets to share. And of course he has the core model, and that's been around for a while, but the SE, he is absolutely over the moon about the way he shares. And I'm very careful about this. I'm sure there's a contract. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. But I also know there are industry standard royalty rates. Would you agree? So you know that what you're getting is right because it's kind of the same for everybody in a sense. Am I correct or am I wrong?
That's correct. That's the favored nations deal.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're kind of protected by that.